Hello, welcome to Maisha Special Report as we give you the latest updates from across the country and beyond. My name is Maisha Msembi. We begin with a dramatic and sad story where on Tuesday, a police officer shot dead a prison warden following a quarrel between the two inside a bar in Kitale, Trans Nzoia County. The sounds of gunshots reverberated from the bar, causing residents to scatter for safety, while others observed the altercation from a distance. In response to the escalating situation, residents closed down their shops as a suspect threatened to harm anyone who approached him. Fellow police officers immediately arrived at the scene and tried to de-escalate the situation, but were unable to resolve the matter.
Waathiriwa ni watu ambao nimeweza kujua. Mmoja ambaye ameweza kuuawa ni askari ambaye tunaweza kupatana naye kila siku kwa ajili ya kazi. Mwingine ambaye ameweza kufanya tukio ni askari ambaye tumeweza kujuana naye kwa leo, na ni ukweli kwamba kwake tukiwa naye aliweza kuji-introduce na kusema kwamba yeye ni askari.
Sad indeed. Moving on with what is turning out to be a shocking union between President William Ruto and opposition leader Raila Odinga, once political friends turned bitter rivals. They appear to have rediscovered their long-lost friendship in unprecedented deals presided over by Uganda's President Yoweri Museveni. The newfound Ruto-Raila alliance raises the question of whether another political shocker is cooking. Recent moves by President William Ruto have revealed his change of strategy, penetrating rival territories as he builds his 2027 re-election machine. Notably, the president's indication he could back opposition leader Raila Odinga for the Africa Union's topmost job points to a radical shift in his plan to secure a second term.
There is space for all of us in Kenya. You do not win by making others lose. We want a win-win outcome for all of us. We all want to be winners because those in the opposition must mean well for Kenya. Those in government must mean well for Kenya.
In the 2022 general elections, a populist campaign anchored in the hustler narrative, support for vote-rich regions including Mount Kenya, and significant inroads in rival staffs helped Ruto win the presidency.
Wapi kura ya Kenya kwanza, nione kura ya Kenya kwanza, Kenya kwanza.
Ruto polled 7,176,141 votes, which is equivalent to 50.49% to secure the 50% plus one required to win in the first round, edging out his main rival Raila Odinga, who got 48.85% of the votes.
Wale walituletea utapeli. Walitapeli watu wa NASA, wakavunja NASA. Wakakuja kwetu, wakatapeli sisi, wakavunja chama yetu, wakaharibu serikali yetu, mpango ya Big Four ikapotea. Si mumesikia hata wameenda kutapeli ule Kalonzo pia? Sasa Kalonzo amechanganyikiwa, ajui aende mbele, nyuma, katikati, sijui wapi.
However, a shift in the country's political dynamics, coupled with pressure over the painful and court-impeded implementation of his bottom-up economic transformation agenda, could have forced Ruto to change his strategy.
Section 76 to 78 of the Finance Act amends Section 7 of the Kenya Loans Board Act 1999 by providing for the membership of Kenya Loans Board at Section 76. Section 77 amends Section 35 of the Kenya Loans Board by inserting a new subsection to the effect that annual estimates shall be submitted together with the collated annual loans program as provided for in Section 19. Section 76 and 78 mainly deal with composition of Kenya Loans Board, which has no demonstrable connection to the Finance Act.
Upon our perusal of the Finance Act, we found that this proposed amendment was not enacted. Section 26 of the Finance Act amended the third schedule of the Income Tax Act to introduce new tax bands. In addition, Section 7 of the Act amended Section 10 of the Income Tax Act relating to withholding tax. The petitioners have not demonstrated how these amendments affect specific provisions of the Constitution. In any event, we hold that these are matters related to tax policy and administration.
Section 84 of the Finance Act violates Article 10, 2BC, 27 and 201 of the Constitution and is therefore null and void. That an order is granted prohibiting the respondents from collecting, charging or otherwise the charge known as the Affordable Housing Act on the basis of the Section 84, and all prayers on the consolidated petition not specifically granted are dismissed, and this being a matter of public interest litigation, each party shall bear its own
including Raila's heartland of Nyanza and consolidating Western Kenya as his plan B should the restless Mount Kenya region flip ahead of the 2027 elections.
Nyinyi watu wa Bondo, watu wa Siaya, sasa niwapatie story. Unajua Gwambo, huko Uasin Gishu, mahali mimi nimezaliwa, tulimpatia 21%. Lakini hapa Siaya, mnajua mlinipatia ngapi? 1%. Si hapo mnaona iko ubaguzi? Si hapo iko makosa? Mutarekebisha. Tukipatia Gwambo 21%, mnipatie 21% hapa.
United Democratic Alliance Secretary General Cleophas Malala denied the president's decision to work with leaders from other regions is part of the 2027 re-election strategy, saying he is determined to serve all regions as required by the Constitution. The UDA linchpin, however, admitted politics is a dynamic.
The Kenyan citizen should not be a matter that can cause panic in this country. We are saying that our president is the president of Kenya, is the president of everybody, those who voted for him and even those who never voted for him. And therefore, he is at any time available to talk to leaders. You've seen him engaging other citizens. He is always available for the public. He attends Sunday services. He engages the public in development issues.
As the country approaches 2027 general elections, a lot is bound to change or shift depending on very many variables.
Fanya tu bidii. Fanya tu bidii. Agomba afanye bidii. Aongezwe kidogo na uongezwe kidogo.
Following Raila's formal declaration that he will be running for the AU Commission chairperson's job,
a person, man or woman, who has experience, who understand the situation we are in, who comes from a background that can make a difference.
Of all these considerations, that I am inclined to accept the challenge. Should the leadership of Africa want my services, I am ready and offer myself to be of service to this continent. And I've asked my friend to continue to be a good ambassador. And talk to other people elsewhere. I don't want to say much more than that. And therefore today I want to make it public that I'm ready, yes, to go for the chairmanship of the African Union. Thank you.
There has been a wave of excitement in Kenya Kwanza and mixed feelings from his strongholds. Some believe the move is part of Ruto's strategy to win over Raila's loyal political toughs to bolster his 2027 re-election chances.
Ruto tayari amesema Raila is a candidate for the chairmanship of AU as a Kenyan candidate sponsored and supported by the government of the Republic of Kenya. Tumesema ya kwamba hii caucus iko nyuma ya Mheshimiwa Raila Amolo Odinga. Na aende afanye kazi, yeye ni mchapakazi. Ni nafasi mzuri tusaidie Mkenya pia akuwe chairman wa African Union. And nobody foots the bill better than Raila Amolo Odinga. Kama ya hapa chini ilisindikana, haiwezi kusindikana huko juu.
If you are supporting Raila Odinga apate kazi, vile vile msupport vijana hawa wadogo wapate kazi zaidi ya Raila Odinga. kwa sababu ile kiti ya African Union haiombi kama kiti ya mzee ametaa, inaombwa na serikali ya William Samoei Kipchirchir Arap Ruto. Na hii kazi ya kupewa si ati tunaokopa hakuna haja kushinda mtu mpaka Yesu afike. Tumesema tumpatie hiyo iwe sawati, Mungu pia aone sisi ni wakarimu kama wa Kenya.
The code of conduct of AU is very clear. Mambo ya baba itakuwa mambo ya Afrika. Mambo ya Kenya hii sasa itakuwa ya sisi wale watu tumebaki hapa.
Tunasema tunamtakia mzee wetu Raila Odinga safari njema anapoelekea kule Addis Ababa. Tunamtakia hiyo kazi kabisa na tunamwombea wa Afrika wote, tuambie hii mzee yetu ni mzee mzuri kabisa.
And as a coalition and as a party, specifically the ruling party, UDA, we have decided to put our foot down and support Raila Odinga from the sky, on the land, in the sea, whichever place and whatever avenue that we may be having, we will put our resources to support the candidature of Raila Amolo Odinga.
Raila was on the forefront of the greatest leaders who have championed the entrenchment of the tenets of democracy and the rule of law. Today, as the continent goes into deep waters, seeking the emancipation from perpetual dependency on external supports, a man of his stature has the capacity to chart our path and that of Africa to great height. In my capacity as the Secretary General of the ruling party, I wholeheartedly support his bid. I also urge our party supporters and our general membership to support his candidature.
The president is keen on penetrating enemy territories, including Raila's heartland of Nyanza, and consolidating Western Kenya.
Wapi nduru ya Rigijia wasalimia aseme jambo.
Nyanza is Raila's political bedrock and most loyal stronghold. His AU bid, if successful, will therefore rejig the region's politics and in effect remove Raila from the board.
Multi-party itaendelea. Ndio.
Raila, a five-time presidential candidate and Ruto's main opponent in the 2022 general elections, is seen as President William Ruto's foremost challenger in the 2027 polls. Some analysts have suggested that should Raila succeed in his quest for AU Commission chairperson job with Ruto's support, he could forgo his presidential ambition.
He will campaign so that Africa gets a seat, a permanent seat in the United Nations Security Council. With Raila, it can be done. With Raila, Nyalo.
There is a feeling in Ruto's camp that he needs to expand his political foothold beyond the regions and overwhelmingly supported his 2022 presidential bid. This is informed by changing political dynamics, especially in the Mount Kenya region, that signals a possible rebellion against Kenya Kwanza due to unmet expectations and succession wars.
I want us to be very, very careful because we want a united people so that we can have a united country. Hatutaki mtu yeyote ambaye anaweza kugawanya watu kwa misingi ya kikaunti. When President Uhuru Kenyatta was having negative politics, akiwa pale Mululu, akiwa mazishi ya mama ya Musalia Mudavadi, alikuwa ameleta siasa ya kugawanya wa Kenya, ya kusema ya kwamba huwezi chagua kabila mbili all the time. Na hiyo siasa wa Kenya wakakataa, wakakuchagua kama rais. On the same page, tunataka kusema katika hii region yetu ya Mount Kenya, we don't want anybody kujaribu kugawanya watu wetu along county lines. Hata hii ni watu ya Murang'a, hii ni watu ya Nyeri, hii ni watu ya Kiambu. That is retrogressive politics which we don't want in this area.
There are fears retired President Uhuru Kenyatta's larger-than-life political shadow continues to loom large in the populous Mount Kenya region, threatening Kenya Kwanza's fortunes. He fell out bitterly with Ruto and campaigned for Raila Odinga. His high status, coupled with vicious succession wars in which the region's leaders compete to take over Uhuru's kingpin role.
Tumetenda, si ni kweli? Lakini bado kuna yale ambayo yamebaki kutendwa. Si ni kweli? Mnataka sasa kazi ile ambayo imeanzwa na ambayo tumesukuma ya tumefikisha pahali ambapo tumeweza, mnataka irudi nyuma ama mnataka isonge mbele? Mnataka irudi nyuma ama isonge mbele? Si tunataka kazi hii isonge mbele. Si tunataka isonge mbele. Na ndio mimi niko hapa kwa heshima kubwa sana, nikiwarudishia mimi kama rais wenu asante na shukurani nyingi kwa kuniunga mkono miaka hiyo yote. Na mimi nikisema kwa huo muda ambaye mmenipatia nimefanya yale ambaye nimeweza. Na mimi sasa nataka kuunga mkono wale watu kama hawa nimewatajia hapa ambao wataweza kuendeleza hii kazi. Si ni kweli? Na mimi nataka niwachie hata hii kiti niko naye. Niwachie huyu mzee anaitwa Raila na yeye pia asukume aendelee naye. Na tukasema ya kwamba haja yetu ni kuhakikisha tumesawazisha nchi yetu ya Kenya. Ya kwamba hakuna pahali ambapo Mkenya anastahili kuishi asemekana yeye ni Mkenya second class. Tunataka Wakenya wote wawe sawa.
Rivalry between politicians allied to Kiharu Member of Parliament Ndindi Nyoro against Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua exposed a growing revolt threatening to reverse Kenya Kwanza's gains. Although the wars have since fizzled out following Ruto's intervention, observers said the development were a political eye-opener, forcing strategists to accelerate 2027 options.
Who can be able to make friends across the board, somebody who respects people. We do not want somebody who has been talking about the disrespect that the Honorable Uhuru Kenyatta had. Well, he is actually worse. He thinks that some of us are trash. So we are saying this is not the type of person that you can entrust to lead the nation. And we are saying Ndindi Nyoro is a guy that will save the president in 2027.
Let each one of them given an opportunity. Rigathi Gachagua get an opportunity to serve one term as the deputy president. Ndindi Nyoro get an opportunity to serve one term from 2027 as the deputy president. 2032 they will decide what they want to do.
Mambo ya matibabu katika taifa letu la Kenya, itakuwa tunaharibu muda ya Wakenya kama badala ya kufanya hiyo kazi tumerudi tukaanza kupanga mambo ya siasa ati ya huko mbele ati ya siku gani. Mimi nataka niwaulize jameni, all leaders, I want to ask all leaders, it will be an insult to the people of Kenya that instead of concentrating on delivering on the assignment given to us by the people of Kenya, we have a very well cut out assignment on matters transformation of Kenya, how to create jobs, how to expand our food production, how to ensure that every citizen has access to universal health. Let me ask all leaders that we focus our attention on the delivery of the assignment that was given to us by the people of Kenya, especially leaders in Kenya Kwanza, leaders in UDA. I want to ask them to step down any contestations for whatever positions, present or future, so that we can work together, focus on delivering to the people of Kenya, ensure that we keep our promise to the people of Kenya.
Gachagua has since reconciled with Nyoro, while members of parliament who were pushing for the DP's removal in 2027 have gone silent. Political observers say the president is cleverly playing his 2027 cards to avoid his over-reliance on Mount Kenya that gave him the presidency and overcome political burden that comes with incumbency.
Harambe, mnasema Ruto, harambe! Mimi nimesema ya kwamba mambo ya kupeleka Kenya mbele, mimi nitahakikisha kila sehemu ya Kenya haibaguliwi kwa mambo ya maendeleo.
Recently, the president has been on a massive charm offensive in the regions that largely voted for the opposition in the last polls in a clear scheme to broaden his political networks. For the first time, Ruto is actively involving his appointees in executing his agenda at the grassroots, parading them in all his meetings to confirm what his allies say is mainstreaming of Nyanza into government. Ruto allies believe he could finally break the jinx wings of former presidents who struggled but failed to win over Nyanza. Weeks ago, the president camped in Western Kenya, the home ground of Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi and National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula, and rallied the region behind his administration.
Kuna mashule inaambia wanafunzi wale wa JSS ati serikali haijatoa pesa, warudi nyumbani atuwaende walete school fees. Mimi nataka nitangaze nikiwa hapa Ngoma tena nirudie. Tumetoa bilioni 7.5 pesa ya serikali kusomesha watoto wa JSS. Hakuna mtoto anahitajika kulipa fees yoyote adiaende shule ya JSS. Na so kila mtoto mwenye hapo nyumbani aliamua aende atafute pesa ya school fees nyumbani, kesho aende shuleni bila pesa, kwa sababu serikali ya Kenya imetoa pesa ya kusomesha watoto wetu.
Ruto has been to the coast for 4 days, where he toured Mombasa, Lamu, Kilifi, Kwale, Tana River and Taita Taveta as he moved to widen his support bases.
Ambacho tumekuwa tukitegemea blue economy. Leo hii umetuanzishia rasmi mradi ule wa mataa, mradi ambao sisi kama county government tumetengeneza landing site, lakini bado hatuja equip.
Hiyo landing site ukishajenga, tutakusaidia kama serikali ya kitaifa kuweka vifaa, kuweka value addition na processing program.
He has also been to his Rift Valley backyard before camping in Mount Kenya. For Special Report, I'm Mesh Msimbi.